Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome, everyone, to a deep dive. We're zeroing in on a specific kind of support for businesses.
Especially those working with the federal government, right?
Right.
And particularly the Department of Defense.
Exactly. We're talking about Apex Accelerators. You might remember them by their old name, PTX.
Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, yeah. But the name changed, and Apex Accelerator is the current term.
And our sources really highlight their specific role. They're not just general advisors.
No, not at all. They are funded directly by the DoD. Their job to support and train the Defense Industrial Base, the DIB.
Right. So the core goal, based on what we've seen, is helping you, if you're a DIB business, get more competitive.
And compliant, which is huge,
Yeah.
and ultimately more resilient when you're trying to do business with the government.
Which can be, let's face it, pretty complex sometimes. So our mission here is to explore how these Apex accelerators actually help you based on the source material.
Okay, and looking at the sources, one area really jumps out first. It reflects a major pressure point for the DIB right now.
Got to be cybersecurity readiness, right? CMMC.
Bingo. Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification. The sources show Apex accelerators spend a lot of time educating contractors on these requirements.
And not just the theory, they get practical.
Yeah, helping you understand those sometimes really dense DoD contract clauses. You know, the DFARS clauses.
Oh, yeah. Like 252.204700.
That's the big one. And 7019, 7020. They lay out how you need to protect CUI-controlled unclassified information and report incidents.
It's not just knowing the clause number, it's knowing what to do, and Apex helps there too.
Definitely. They offer training, but also, crucially, one-on-one counseling, guiding small businesses, say, through their NIST SP 800-171 self-assessment.
That's the technical standard, the blueprint for your cyber defenses. That self-assessment is key.
And just as important, helping you post that score correctly in the SPRS system.
SPRS, the Supplier Performance Risk System. Getting that right matters for contracts.
Absolutely. And they also help with the documentation, your system security plan, the SSP.
That's your roadmap for meeting the requirements.
Exactly. And your plan of action and milestones, the POA&M, for tracking how you're closing any security gaps you found.
So they make those compliance timelines feel a bit less daunting.
They try to, yeah, make it manageable. But, you know, while cyber is a massive piece, their support often starts way before that.
That's true. They also cover the absolute foundations.
Government contracting basics. Can't skip those.
Essential if you're new to the DIB or maybe looking to grow, they train you on the very first steps, right?
Like getting registered properly in SAM, the System for Award Management.
Non-negotiable for federal work.
Totally.
Yeah.
And figuring out your NAICS codes, identifying what your business actually does in government terms.
And just decoding a solicitation, understanding what the government is actually asking for.
Right. And then crafting your response. How do you write a good capability statement?
The thing that tells the government quickly what you offer.
Yep. And how to respond effectively to RFPs, requests for proposals, or RFQs, requests for quotations.
They even help you navigate the specific DoD buying platforms.
Yeah, like WBS, PIE, Beta.SAM, where you actually find and bid on opportunities.
Okay, so basics covered, cyber compliance addressed. What else? The sources mention more specialized help too.
Correct. They run targeted training think workshops, webinars often geared towards specific DIB sectors or tricky compliance spots.
Like what? Give us some examples.
Well, maybe understanding the differences in contracting with, say, the Army versus the Navy, or preparing for a DCAA audit.
Defense Contract Audit Agency. Financial compliance checks. Not fun, but necessary.
Exactly. Or dealing with export controls, ITAR, EAR, if your work involves sensitive tech.
Super complex areas.
And even helping you get those small business certifications like HubZone, Service Disabled, Vet-Owned, 8A.
Which can open doors to set-aside contracts.
Right. And all this knowledge feeds into another role, boosting resilience and supply chain readiness.
Makes sense. They offer training on supply chain risk management, SCRM.
They do, which is incredibly important right now, helping you ensure business continuity.
So you can keep operating through disruptions.
Stay compliant across the board, and critically protect that controlled unclassified information, CUI, effectively.
Okay, one last piece the sources mention, connections.
Yeah, they act as a kind of gateway, connecting you with other DoD programs and resources.
So they don't just do everything themselves, they point you in the right direction.
Exactly. They might link you to Project Spectrum for more cyber help, or MEP centers if you're in manufacturing.
SBR, STTR for innovation funding.
Yep. And sometimes they'll actually make introductions.
Yeah.
maybe to prime contractors looking for subs or OSBP offices,
The DoD's small business advocates.
or even to certified C3AOs, the assessors for CMMC, when you get to that stage.
Okay. So when you step back and look at everything they offer,
Yeah.
from the foundational contracting stuff through the heavy lift of cyber compliance, specialized training, supply chain resilience, making connections.
It all really ties back to that main mission, doesn't it?
It does. Supporting and strengthening the defense industrial base, giving you the specific help needed for this pretty unique environment.
Providing that know-how.
Absolutely. So the main takeaway seems clear. Apex Accelerators are this DoD-funded resource providing really crucial, specific support across a whole range of areas.
All designed to help DIB companies succeed and meet the government's requirements.
It's like a dedicated support system for this critical sector, which leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener, to maybe mull over.
Go on.
Given this specialized, dedicated support structure funded specifically by DoD for the DIB, how might that fundamentally shape the capabilities and maybe even the whole landscape of businesses in our defense supply chain compared to businesses in other sectors that don't have something quite like it?